Today I'm going to teach you how to make Sugo di Pomodoro Crudo, which in other words is a marinara sauce that you don't have to cook. Crudo means no cook, so there you go. You can use most of these ingredients all year round, depending on where you live. Today we're going to use vine-ripened tomatoes, some lovely organic garlic, extra virgin olive oil, flat leaf Italian parsley, beautiful sweet basil, some of my homegrown Italian oregano that I've dried, and definitely need the Parmigiano-Reggiano from Italy. For our Pomodoro Crudo, we're going to need these beautiful tomatoes. I've already washed all of the tomatoes, so I always recommend that you wash your produce ahead of time and let it air dry, like my herbs. You want to make sure that your basil is dry. And a little trick for not having to work that hard in the kitchen, because who wants to work that hard, is to make a little incision on these guys. Another option on how to cut the tomatoes is just to cap them. And I'll show you how to do that with my friend, a box grater. You're gonna take your tomato and you're just going to gently, but firmly, grate it on down. And that captures all the nice pulp and the seeds, but it saves the step of having to peel the tomato because the skins are tough and they're not great in a sauce, quite frankly. There we go, and look at that. You get most of the goodies out of there. You can reserve this if you wish. Look at all that gorgeous sauce that we've captured. Very easy. Tomato sauce, done. We're going to take some garlic. Now, not everybody loves garlic. Some people have problems digesting it. You do not have to use garlic. We're going to use just one large clove for this recipe today. You can use up to 3 or 4. You know I'm gonna say it, your kitchen, your rules. You can even use shallots or onion in this if you want. To that, I'm going to add some salt, a pinch of some fine salt, approximately a 1/4 teaspoon. Some fresh ground pepper, as much to taste as you'd like. Smell that, oh, it smells so good. I'm going to add some olive oil and from my garden, some fresh grown dried oregano. And this is about the equivalent of 1/8 of a teaspoon, and I'm just gonna macerate it up. And because I like a little heat, I'm adding a pinch of pepperoncini, which are the red pepper flakes. You do not have to use all these ingredients, but this is the way I love it. I'm going to stir this and let it sit for about 10-15 minutes or so, and that way the juices have enough time to absorb the salt, the seasonings, the olive oil can emulsify and get all those fragrances and flavors infused in the sauce. It's gonna be great. So now I just stir it and set it aside. And if you're making pasta, time to put the water on. Okay, this has been sitting for about 20 minutes. It smells amazing. Now's the time to start adding in our other stars. We have flat leaf Italian parsley. And a nice little trick to do this is I just run a sharp knife along the edge and pull away. And that way it gets rid of most of the stems. And it's okay if you use the stems because that has a lot of nutrients, flavor, and fiber. A nice coarse chop, not too fine. You want to see the beauty of the flecks of the flat leaf parsley. Beautiful. Then we're going to take our other star component, our Italian sweet basil. I'm going to reserve a crown because I'm a caterer, remember. I want to have a presentation-worthy presence. So I'm going to reserve a couple of those, and I'm going to pick a few of the larger leaves. And I want to show you a really fun technique. It's called chiffonade. And what you do is you take the larger leaves from a beautiful organic basil plant. It smells like heaven. And you're going to line them all up, and you're gonna roll them up kind of like a little cigar. Roll them up, and you're gonna take your sharp chef knife, and you're gonna start from one end, and you're gonna make long ribbon-like cuts. Look at that. Beautiful ribbons. This is also a great technique to have for at the end when you want to garnish your dish. But for now, we're going to add them to our sauce so it will impart more beautiful flavors with that fresh oils that they've released. We're gonna blend it all together. So all in all, this takes about 25 minutes to make this entire dish. That's a fast sauce. Once you have all of your herbs in and your seasonings, I like to add a little bit of the Parmigiano-Reggiano into the sauce so it kind of cooks in it. That way when you add it to your pasta, it just adds a little bit of an emulsified creamy texture. And it smells great. Wish you were here to join me. Buon appetito.